Today's video is sponsored by Camel City Mill. So welcome back to Outdoors with the Morgans. Been a little while since I ran the Evo. I just ran through some red oak and hickory. Hickory is a great firewood. Not a big fan of it though. You know, some of it splits like red oak, nice and clean. Other logs, it's kind of stringy, like a combination of elm and oak, you know. But like I said, it's a good firewood. You just get a little bit more debris in it, but we have a solution for the debris in the firewood coming right up. I mean, pretty quick. And that solution will be here within, I'd say, a week or two. You can expect to see that in an upcoming video. It will get rid of a lot of the trash in the firewood. It's not a real big deal in the wood bunker here though, because you know, if I'm loading out of this, I use the firewood bucket, take about half buckets, shake it a little bit, you get that debris out of it. Or when we're filling firewood baskets, you obviously don't put the debris in the baskets when you stack it in there. So it's not a big deal, but I want to get to the point where the wood's cleaner going into the bunker, and I can even load a dump trailer out of the bunker and clean it again. And we're getting to that point real quick. I've been super busy lately, and it's been super hot. You know, I'm not a big fan of that. I think next week it's going to cool down just a bit, but I've been knocking some things off the to-do list. We got the pond all fixed up. Matter of fact, last night in the middle of the night, we had a storm. I was kind of half in and out. I remember hearing it. I don't know how much rain we got, but here in a little bit, we're going to ride down to the pond and see if it's filling up any. I think tonight and tomorrow there's going to be some more thunderstorms, but I feel very confident that the pond will be able to withstand just about anything Mother Nature throws at it. That was probably a mistake to say that. We'll have to see. I've been taking a break from the sawmill. We got quite a bit of lumber here. I need to reorganize some things down here. Move some firewood baskets. That's all bundle firewood. I think there's 14 baskets of that. And tomorrow or the next day, I'm going to dig the line going to the kiln, the electric line, and I'll install the conduit, run the wire, And then I got the electricians lined up, and I have neighbor Derek lined up with his plasma cutter. That's what we're going to use to cut the hole in the side of the shipping container. I've seen people use a grinder, and like 2 guys, it took them like 2.5 hours. So we're going to use a plasma cutter. I think it'll be much better. And the kiln should be up and running within 2 weeks, I'm guessing. And I think the first load in the kiln is probably going to be firewood, bundle firewood. That stuff's been sitting for a while, and I think that'll be a good test for the kiln and help me get familiarized with it a little bit so I don't screw up any good lumber. After that, we'll probably dry a little bit of pine, and then after that, some cherry, some walnut, and all the oak that I have. Like that's all red oak right there. From here down is white oak and a little bit of red oak at the bottom. That's all quarter sawn. That stuff, from what I understand, it needs to sit for 6-8 months before you put it in the kiln, and you will just have better results. So I'm not going to be in a hurry in that. First thing we'll put in there though is the firewood. Now normally we don't cut and split a lot of firewood in the summertime. It's just not the right time of year for that. But I have a big supply of logs, and besides with the Evo, it's pretty much effortless. We have more firewood now than we've ever had before, so we'll be all set for this winter to keep us warm and our customers warm. And you know what else keeps you warm in the winter? Camel City Mill socks. They do. They keep your feet warm in the wintertime, cool in the summertime. They wick sweat way better than cotton or polyester. They come in white, gray, and black. Ankle crew boot lengths. Best part, 100% American made right down in North Carolina. And they have a 10-year durability guarantee. You can't beat them. If you don't believe me, read through some of the comments from people that have bought these Camel City Mill socks. They're phenomenal. I put my boots on each day, usually around 5:30. Lately, I've been sleeping in a little bit. It's just been hot. You know, you get tired. Take my boots off about 8:30, 9 o'clock at night. And these are a big part of keeping my feet comfortable. And if you keep your feet happy, you're happy. Save 10% on my favorite work socks from Camel City Mill with code Morgans10. Link in the description. All right, I'm going to head up to the house. You won't believe what we got going on up there. It's going to be an interesting night. So look what we got going on tonight here. It's an outdoor movie night. Is that right, Melissa?
Yep, just waiting for the sun to go down.
Where did you get that thing at?
Aldi.
At Aldi?
Yeah.
It wasn't a big investment, but hopefully everything works tonight.
I hope so.
We got Bo, Thea, Ty, Hannah, Melissa, Eva, and
Buckaroo.
the newest member of the family.
Buck.
Tell us about Buck, Eva.
He's 8 weeks old. We've had him for a week now.
And this is Eva's dog.
He is my dog.
He will
He'll be with me forever.
Yep. He seems like a really good puppy so far.
Yeah, except he just bit a hole in Bo's chair.
Oh, he just bit a hole.
Hopefully the projector's not next.
Oh boy.
Just bit a hole in that.
Bo, did he flatten you out there?
Bo doesn't know.
Thankfully, Bo's very forgiving.
Huh.
The kids love him.
So Buck's very, he's not skittish about anything.
No.
He's very confident. You guys got your jammies on already?
Yeah, they're ready. All we need is the...
You can shower.
Yeah, they showered. We're going to have dinner, hamburgers, and hot dogs. Some side salad.
And Bo gets to sit on a nice flat piece of hard plastic.
I like a ball boy.
So,
Don't put your finger in his face, he'll bite you.
Excuse me.
yeah, he's a good dog. You gonna pet him, Bo?
Be careful, he bites you. You can get his back.
Don't worry, he already bit Bo today.
Oh.
Took Bo to the ground.
He attacked.
Sorry.
Tell us what happened with Buck.
He wants to see himself.
And Eva.
What?
I like that dog.
You like that dog?
Yeah.
Get her, Bo.
Whoa.
Oh, my dog. Oh,
He's stuck on his tail.
Bo's a monster.
Huh?
Well,
How's that air conditioner in the building without
Please
bugs?
back to attack.
yeah,
Get
this
away
is a
from
rough
me.
spot in this bed.
So tonight is burgers and probably a few hot dogs here for everybody. Say hi, Hunter. Hunter's just relaxing by the fire, getting ready for his burger. Look how fogged up the windshield is from the air conditioning. It is so humid. Yeah, buckwheat's still looking pretty good. It's gone to seed. That's a buckwheat seed right there. I think what I'll do this fall, I'm not sure if I'm going to till this in or what, but we'll plant winter rye probably October, late September. Yeah, late September we'll plant winter rye. The deer seem to like that in the wintertime, and that'll make some nice cover. But the buckwheat supposedly is real good for the soil, so like I said, we'll probably cut it and just till everything into the ground, plant that winter rye. That won't take long at all. But back to the newest member of our family, Buck. He's a confident little puppy. He is. We're a good dog family. We all like dogs, and they're part of the family. And there's always somebody here. You know, we always have someone around. And if you were to travel a lot, things like that, it can get complicated. And I don't think it's really fair to be passing the dog around to different people. But someone's always here. And we're just a dog family. They're a lot of work. They are. Ours are so needy. They are. Those golden retrievers. We had Stanley. If you've been watching our channel for a lot of years, you can probably remember Stanley. He they broke the mold when they made him. He was, he just did whatever he wanted. You know what I mean? And at night, he would go into the bathroom and like curl up behind the toilet because it was cooler. Archie, Axel, they've got to be near somebody to sleep. They just have to. They follow us around. If Melissa's in the house, I mean, their every move, they're following her around. But so far, the introductions with the new puppy has gone pretty well. Surprisingly, Axel was the one who wasn't too sure. You know what I mean? So we kind of had to watch him for a little bit. But Archie, he's I think he's starting to like him. He's already trying to play with him and stuff a little bit. It's just something new, something else for them to get used to. But yeah, Eva wanted her own puppy, and it was funny. We first started talking about this, I think the 1st of June. And I said, you know what? You're 20 years old now. You know, you can make your own decisions. And she'll be a good dog mom. She will. That puppy's already been all over. She takes them everywhere and takes good care of them. So that's good. But anyway. All right. We had a bunch of rain last night. I'm not sure exactly how much, but it was putting it down for quite a while. We're going to run down to the pond and check things out, see if the water got up to the drain pipe yet. I don't know. It was down probably 1.5 feet, but it's got to be getting close. The pond is going to be just about full by the time water gets into the drain pipe. Oh yeah, it definitely came up quite a bit. It's still not going into the drain pipe though. Getting close. Yeah, it looks as though the water's going to come up about 4 more inches before it starts going into that drain pipe over there. I'm not going to walk over there. I got that all seeded and mulched and it's wet right now. But yeah, I think it'll be good. Over in that area right there, probably 1.5 feet before it would go over the dam. But over here, gets a little thin, maybe a little over 1 foot, 14 inches. So it's going to be full. when that water's running through the pipe. There's been a lot of questions and comments about this pond, like why I don't put a screen over the drain pipe. And yeah, it may get plugged up at some point, but either the pipe is going to get plugged up or the screen's going to get plugged up. But at least with that system right there, I can get to it. I can just walk right over there and clean it off if that happens. That's normally in the fall. It all depends on the weather, but when the leaves start hitting the pond, they float for a while, a long while actually, and if you get a heavy rain, you know, you get those leaves and some debris. But what's nice about that, if I have to, say something would plug up in the pipe, I can go down to the outlet end with 2 sticks of, you know, like 1-inch conduit, and I can shove it right through the pipe if I needed to clean it out. With the old standpipe that I used to have, that was not possible. So I think it'll work out just fine. And any kind of screen though, they just clog up faster than anything. At least with that 12-inch pipe, that gives me quite a bit of room for a lot of the leaves just to run out of the pond. At some point we will put a spillway over here. We're gonna see how this does, but I would like to put a concrete spillway right on this end here, and then have like a little vertical drop off and then go underneath the road in front of it. But this will definitely keep me out of trouble for now. Oh, and the other thing, I've had probably 50 people tell me to cut that maple tree down that's on the lower side of the dam. And yeah, I get it, the roots can be a problem, but I like the tree. I do. It's put some nice shade over the pond at certain times of the day. And if it ever becomes a problem, I'll just take care of it. I just don't want to cut it down right now. It's probably been there for 50 years so far, and it's not leaking yet. You know, someday it might. Just one of those things. Like I said, a pond in the woods is a lot of maintenance. It is, but what we did here last week will definitely minimize all that maintenance. I haven't mentioned this for several months, and I should be. Sign up for our newsletter. All you got to do, go to our website, outdoorswiththemorgans.com, and there will be a pop-up that comes up. Enter your email, hit submit, and you are signed up for our newsletter. We normally send them out about once a month, kind of a behind-the-scenes thing, sneak peek at what to expect, more family stuff. So yeah, sign up to our newsletter, subscribe to the channel, hit that like button on your way out. Have a good day, and we'll catch you on the next one.